Mr. Biasotti.
Good evening, Mayor Wayne and City Council.
A little closer.
Good evening.
Great.
My name's Rick Biasotti. I've been a resident of San Bruno for 24 years, and I've made the decision now that I've retired to remain here in San Bruno. This is my community. This is my home. I've worked here for 10 years, and I've developed one-on-one relationships with a lot of the folks that have been customers of mine. I understand the commitments as far as time that are required of a city council member. As a planning commissioner, I'm familiar with the piles of staff reports that show up that one needs to read through and study to be prepared for meetings. I've also been involved in community regional obligations. I've gone to a lot of conferences for the Planning Commission and represented the city. Like I said, I am now retired and I have the time to participate fully in city council activities. I've been serving this council as a planning commissioner since 2004. I chaired the planning commission from 2006 to 2007. As you know, the planning commission is the only board or commission that deals with due process. The commission, on behalf of city council, creates binding decisions regarding businesses and property for citizens in San Bruno. I've volunteered to sit on almost every architectural review meeting. I've participated in subcommittee meetings, for example, the general plan update and the residential design guidelines meetings. I understand and have demonstrated that I can deliberate in a public venue. I understand the importance of transparency in our activities and our decisions in front of the public. I've worked really hard to make sure that citizens are heard and their ideas are reiterated so that they can be clearly understood. I already have a Form 700 on file. I've completed SB 1234 ethics training. And I believe that I have the respect of my fellow commissioners, and I can carry that forward with me to the City Council. If appointed, my position on the Planning Commission would become available, allowing someone else to become involved in city politics. And finally, I believe that I've done the job that the City Council has tasked me with, and I've performed those duties with the utmost diligence. And seeing as how we have so much to do tonight, I'll keep my comments that brief.
Okay. Any questions? Comments? Irene?
I have a question.
Of course.
What do you feel about a new library for the city? Right off the top.
Right off the top. I don't have a specific answer. I know when I joined the Planning Commission, it was a very steep learning curve. I'm happy to see the city develop new properties and new firehouses, new libraries. I would have no objection to it if we can afford to figure out how to do it.
But do you feel that there's a need for one? Do you feel that we should be looking at it a different way? Kind of.
I think we could use a new library, yes.
Okay. Do you want to?
Questions? Ken?
Oh, I'll go. I'm going to ask two. First one is going to be technical. I feel you know what's going on is because being on the Planning Commission, I believe you understand the development issues and the general plan. How do you feel that the grade separation? What do you see happening to San Bruno? What's your understanding of the benefits or non-benefits of the grade separation?
Well, I think the grade separation with the train station there would improve the downtown area. It would give us a basis to expand our redevelopment of downtown that we've all talked about. It'll give us an opportunity to expand densities and new opportunities for business along the downtown corridor. It'll open up our downtown to people coming in via rail to visit our city.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, how do you really feel about San Bruno?
Honestly,
what's your real feeling about San Bruno?
I'll be completely honest. This is my home. I've chosen to live here. I recently retired, and I could have gone several different places. Palm Springs. I was thinking of Oregon for a while too, but this is home. I have friends here. Staff's been wonderful to work with. I've worked for 10 years one-on-one with people in the grocery business, and I have a family and a circle of friends here in San Bruno. This is home. I'm not going anywhere. This is my community. I feel very strongly about that.
Everything's perfect?
I'm happy here, yes.
Come on.
No, seriously, I'm very happy here.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Mayor.
I guess one just quick question. As far as, what do you see as our biggest challenge upcoming in 2010?
Probably keeping the budget balanced at this point. I know there's negotiations coming up with the police department. I don't know all the details of that, but I know that we have serious budget issues to keep under consideration. So I'm happy to learn and, progress with that.
Thank you.
Have you ever been involved in labor negotiations in your position as manager?
Yes.
You have. Do you deal directly with unions, or
Yes.
what was your capacity?
As a manager, dealing directly with unions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Negotiated things like fringe benefits and
No, those were
rates
done on a corporate level.
on a corporate level?
Yeah.
Okay. And you managed staff within, I know you worked up at Lunardi's for a number of years.
Correct.
And, staff and schedules and all different kinds of things like that.
Yes, in the day-to-day operations.
What
of
was
the
your
business.
hourly commitment up there?
About 45, 50 hours a week.
Okay. All different hours,
Yeah.
evenings, days,
Yes.
weekends, the whole thing? Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
If I can ask, based on the last two questions, what is your understanding about the budget and how the city is run? You know, the revenue and the expenses, things. I mean, have you gotten into how the tax money comes in and where it comes from and how it gets distributed? Do you have a basic understanding?
A basic understanding. I've had to review the capital improvement budget for several years now. So I have a feeling I understand how that all falls together after having reviewed that budget and then passed it and approved it and sent it on to you folks.
And do you have any suggestions with the challenges that we're faced, since we may not be able to turn to any other option of cutting back or reducing? What is your feeling as far as the next step that we may be faced with, possibly layoffs or reduced services?
It's a difficult question. It's a hard one to balance. I've spoken a lot to staff members, and I've listened to a lot of the comments made about the current budget. I think there's opportunities for us in various places. We have utilities that we have, the garbage company, the cable company. There's opportunities for us to create new sources of revenue if we're careful. I think we need to look and explore. I've got the time now to give it some serious consideration and look to see what we can do besides cutting services and laying people off. I really feel that there's got to be some possibilities out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've probably read or heard about potential consolidations of police, fire down the road.
Yes.
It's been talked about very heavily at the managerial positions, and now it's coming to the councils. Any feelings on that consolidation, keeping our own independence? How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with consolidation. I feel that we need to maintain some sort of semblance of being able to promote our folks up that chain so that there is some reason for them to want to continue to stay with us, so that those folks that are working for us in the police and fire department can get promoted up the ladder, so that we can preserve these folks that are working so hard for us.
All right, thank you. Anything else? Thank you very much, and
You're
thanks
welcome.
for your service
Thank you
to the
again
city.
for the opportunity to serve.
Great.